Hey guys, it's Tom from FitCure. So today we're going to talk all about static stretching, when to do it, when to develop the best habit of performing the static stretching. So pre-bedtime is your best time for increasing your flexibility. So this particular routine is only going to take you 5 to 10 minutes. That's all it's going to be. And if you can get this setting, dialed it in to your pre-bedtime ritual, it will make a massive results in terms of flexibility, sleep quality, and as well just general performance. Okay, so why would we stretch? Well, static stretching is something that's got a bad rap in recent years. And I think like anything, it's an underreaction in the short term and an overreaction in the long term. Static stretching definitely has its place. However, if I'm just going to go pound out a load of static stretches and then crack on and start doing my day and squatting and jumping and playing with the kids and sitting at a desk, then yeah, probably we're not going to elicit much change. But if you stretch before bed, especially if you combine it with breathing, you're going to reduce your dominance to your sympathetic nervous system, your fight or flight extension bias nervous system, and shut yourself down, make yourself more parasympathetically driven, which is again going to help you just chill out and get ready for bedtime as well, yeah? So the three big muscles that I would be stretching. So Vladimir Janda talked about upper cross and lower cross syndrome, and effectively this kind of posture and extension of the lower back here, yeah? So this is what we're fighting against generally is posture. So if we had just 3 stretches, this would be 3. So obviously stretching out your pecs, these guys at the front, makes sense. We spend a lot of time at a desk all day long. The pecs themselves get tight, and most of us get internally rotated to some degree, which changes our breathing mechanics as well. So we definitely want to give those guys a stretch. Lats as well. Lats are a massive one underneath the arm, the ability to be able to raise your arm overhead. So these guys, we already know compromise the shoulder. So if your lats get stiff, it pulls you into a depression type position, into this kind of position, which obviously impacts the shoulder, which we know, but as well, it impacts the lower back as well. If I'm pulled down, I'm actually going to be arching the back more and putting more tone through the extensors of my lower back as well. So lower back pain is going to be a big thing, and it can contribute to things like herniated discs and various other little back problems, probably your SIJs as well, the link to those lats themselves. So definitely giving those guys a stretch. And then lastly, last stretch, stretching out those hip flexors. So we all sit too much, just the nature of the beast of living in the Western world. Poor programming as well is a big one. You know, a lot of the programming out there, and I've been guilty of it in the years, you know, very quad dominant programming. Very rarely do we kind of pick up top end speed and sprint, so we end up quite dominant to those thigh muscles. You think about playing football, hockey, basketball, it's a lot of acceleration into deceleration. So sports programming as well, we end up very strong through the thigh, and seldom do we ever really give those hamstrings and glutes a good pounding. And as I said already, obviously the sitting at work and just general postural position, most of us hang out into extension as well, which means these hip flexors get lit up a little bit, which gives us some kind of postural position, if you like, where we're sort of standing in this type of posture, if that's the bum of the back, and then we end up with some rounding, and we end up with a bit more of a forward head from that position there. Yeah, so these are the big ones. So what you would do is stretch out the pecs, stretch out the lats, stretch out the hip flexors, but go for breath, which we're going to go through in our next video, a follow along bedtime stretching video, and we'll go through it properly. I'll see you guys soon.